Hey! Hey!
Hey!
Hey!
Hey! B.
Hey! All right, that's
All right, here we go, y'all. Savage AF, man. You know what it is, y'all. Forget your feelings. Facts matter. We'll be cursing in 4 minutes. But until then,
count it.
I'm your boy Black Pedro. This guy right here.
I am no, I am Shang. What's going on? And we're normally here for you 3 p.m. to 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, but today we're here for you 3:03 p.m. to 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Hey, it happens. Pay the nurse on the way out. Sorry, your booty hurts.
Monday through Friday.
Yeah.
YouTube and Facebook Live. Now listen, if you guys ever miss us live, pass the pipe. Okay, pass the pipe and get up off the couch. And that's hard for me to say, but you can redeem yourself. You can get up off that couch, go to your computer or any device, and get to our YouTube channel. It's scrolling at the bottom of the screen. YouTube.com/C/SavageAFWorld, all one word. When you get there, do the work.
Do the work, and the work ain't that hard. Put the work. I had to hit you with the James Brown. I was doing some work and listening to like just the beat of James Brown, and it make you sweat.
Make me sweat.
Make you dance. Look at my fingers.
Moving, yeah. Grooving, yeah.
Yeah. I see we got people jumping in the feed. Also, make sure that you do this favor for me out of the goodness of your heart and the fact that I have your kids kidnapped and in the cellar. Give us a thumbs up or else. All right, I'll be pouring out liquor for your family. Listen, make sure you do that. You know I'm not playing. You know what it is.
Oh, you motherfuckers.
He can cuss, but we didn't cuss, so it's different.
Speaking of pouring out some liquor, some of y'all are drunk right now. You get drunk, you do a rant on YouTube or something, you've been kicked off, right?
It happens.
It happens. We have another place for you to go. If you still want to, when you still need that Savage AF in your life, which is every day, Monday through Friday, 3 p.m., you can go to Facebook.
You to Facebook?
You Facebook, Savage A.F. You see it right up here? Savage A.F. on Facebook. Do a search there. Subscribe.
And also, there's one more thing I want to let y'all know. I know I told y'all the thumbs up, and I know I told y'all about some other stuff. If you don't want all the cats in the world to commit suicide, then I'm going to need you to go to the gram and follow Black Pedro.
Do it.
And follow at Comedian Shang. If you follow us on that, for the people that are new that don't follow us, and anybody in the feed, if you're not following us, I swear on everything I love, there gonna be ramifications, repercussions for messing with my cornbread.
That's serious. Savage AF, man, in the building with us. See, man. Nicole H, Damani Jones,
Maya Baker,
no other Miranda. We only need one. I thank y'all for being here so far, and I know we'll get more heads in the building as we build.
Yeah.
But in the meantime, in between time, oh, by the way, tonight, if you're in the Los Angeles area, I'll be hosting at the 10 p.m. show at the Comedy Chateau.
You said it's Los Angeles. You're very fancy, man. You're a fancy dude.
Le Chateau du Comédie, 10 p.m. show. You know what it is, man. Come through. It's great in North Hollywood. Good old spot, man. Let's go.
Okay, sounds like a pretty good plan, and I want to make sure that y'all know since we talking smackety 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 backety.
Yeah.
If you get a chance, you happen to be in the Hollywood area, I will be at the Bourbon Room. Be doing a show. Eric Schwartz and friends. I guess we're friends here. Me and him are friends. There'll be Dan Cook, Kara Sardonovich, Dan Levy, Bill Dawes, and Mark Saratella will be on the show. And they call him the chubby comedy chuckler, Shang.
There you go.
And I'll be at the Laugh Factory Danger Zone at the Laugh Factory Sunday at 7 p.m. My bad.
That's what
Long
it is,
Beach.
y'all. Savage AF, man. Fuck your feelings. Facts matter.
Oh yeah,
You know what it
yeah.
is, y'all.
Give them the
Check this
rundown.
out. Black Pedro, comedian Shang.
Give them the rundown. And
Well,
by
run
the
it
way,
back.
I don't know if it's Maya. One of y'all be getting sensitive when I say stuff. One, none of it's reality. Stop thinking that dumb stuff, or I will drive a dragon over to your house and burn you to a crisp. Stop thinking that dumb shit and be like, you shouldn't treat your fans that way. Shut the fuck up. It's the jokes. Okay, sensitive bastards. And I don't owe y'all nothing. Nicole H.
I got hugs for y'all. Come
Yeah,
on.
it's wow. Is
Ain't
that how
hurt
you
your
hug?
feelings.
That's a creepy hug. That's almost like an alien hug.
It's like the hug emoji. The hug
Oh,
emoji.
that's the hug. Oh, yeah, because that
It's just
or
a face
alien
of
or the
your
face
hands.
from Alien. Um,
Come here.
and
Let me
Nicole
hug
H.
you.
No, I mean, me and Nicole H. once we actually jumped a senior citizens home. We went in and
Wow.
jumped every one of them, but now they're part of our gang. Oh,
Nicole H says she's not sensitive. You owe us money. See, this ain't it's business to them, Shane.
you mean
It
I owe
really
you?
is.
Wait, hold up. We both clicking at the same time. But I don't owe you nothing. I don't owe you motherfuckers nothing until Donald Trump, TRUM pump, is in jail getting his face sexually massaged by another person's a soul pole. I don't want to hear nothing from you.
Now,
Shut
how
your
we
mouth.
gonna we can't get confirmation on the sexual activities that occur inside. It started with him just going to jail. And you've added a lot to it. It's got to be
I'm
a
saying
Thursday with a
okay, but
broomstick. The
yeah.
dude's name got to be Mosefus. That's a lot, bro.
No, but I'm gonna let you right now know that the delusion of Black Pedro, aka Pedro Hernandez, aka homeless Ho Harbinger. I'm telling you right now, all of y'all, every single one of y'all that watch the show, people that watch the show when they don't watch the show at the time we're doing it, y'all are crazy. Y'all are a bunch of window licking, crayon eating motherfuckers. If you think Trump is going to prison, he's not. I don't know why my voice turned into Cosby, but you're not going to jail.
That's a funny voice to use because he did go to jail for a little bit.
Wow.
Cosby. Savage AF, man. Fuck your feelings. Facts matter. All right, we're gonna keep moving through it, y'all. Here we go. This is your daily run up because we got to kind of show the run up on your ass. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
It's
I
Friday,
I
June.
felt threatened just now.
Yes, you should. It's Friday, June 30th, 2023, y'all. At midnight, we'll be halfway through this year, almost exactly. So, hope you're having fun with
You
it.
know, that's scary for me. It's not scary for you because you're 27 years old. I am 69 years old,
Wow.
and I am on the precipice of the upper room.
I did 27 years old almost 20 years ago. That was 19 years ago for me. But thanks. We have some lovely parting gifts for you. We're gonna end with the Shangry today.
Yeah.
God damn, she was right as fuck. Let's see who he's talking about. Stay tuned. Before we get into that, your Black Pedro pop in today. Yo, whose man's is this? Okay. When I show you this dude, whose man's is this?
It sounds like every dude, like, hey, get your mans. Stop.
Yo, your man's outside wilding out,
All right,
son.
whose man's is this? Now that one I'm looking forward to because I want to know whose man is it?
Whose man's is this?
Okay.
But before we get into that,
Why am I getting threatened? Why are y'all threatening me? Maya,
all right.
don't catch me in these streets.
All right.
Maya, you know what? I bought you a gift. I'm glad I kept the receipt. I'm taking this bitch back. It was nice. It was shiny. It was in a little box. But now, fuck you, Maya.
There you go. All right, just building the love one segment at a time. Speaking of love, and whose man's is this? Whose courts is this, man? Your Supreme Court is up to it again. And when we talk about today's decisions, we're going to be like,
motherfucker say what? Yeah. Motherfucker say what? Say yeah, yeah, yeah.
Oh.
motherfucker say what? Debt relief is unconstitutional now too? Okay, so yesterday we found out about the slashing of affirmative action. And then today, the Supreme Court, like it was a Chinese spy balloon, shot down Biden's executive order to relieve student loan debt for millions of Americans. Now, listen, just to start off this is another 6-3 vote. So it was, this tiny liberal majority versus dragon ass conservative fascist fucknuts, 6 of them.
Right.
But we got to understand that Biden's debt relief program wasn't going to just relieve everybody's debt who held student loan debt and blah, 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 right? It was like up to $20,000. It put limits on, like, you could only pay more than 10% of your income on it per month or whatever, after food and whatnot. So what one move Biden did do to counteract this, egregious act by the Supreme Court, and they're saying that because I think Biden has proposed this under the HEROES Act, that this money would come through that. So that the court ruled that was unconstitutional. Maybe there's another process that is.
Well, the majority of the court.
But Biden is his counter move is to reduce that percentage number that you have to pay, or that threshold, down to 5%. So he's going to propose that nobody pay more than 5% of their monthly income towards their student loan. And if you keep that up over 20 years, then after 20 years, with like no missed payments and blah, 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 after 20 years, you'll have the rest of your debt forgiven. That's Biden's, that's going to be his counter proposal or counter plan to this negation of his original student debt.
Okay, well, let me I just want to add and ask you this, Pedro. The bottom line is that Biden is trying to finagle a way around it where it still benefits the general public, or it's still the general masses. Whereas in the Supreme Court, who I think I'm a conspiracy theorist, and I think it's based on not wanting people of color, POCs, to get a break. I think it is, I think it is part of that. And I think a lot of the stuff they're turning back now, because they're going to go. I read an article today that there's a possibility going after gay marriage, which I kind of saw that coming. I don't know if you saw that coming. I saw that coming.
Left-handed people, they coming after that.
Yeah. If you use this finger and this finger to grasp things, you can only grasp with these two.
If you do your toilet paper from the top of the roll instead
to the back, yeah, that one's gonna be a tough bill to pass. And so I think the fact that they're doing that shows that they I think they were going after this anyway. And I also think they're going to go after minimum wage, because they didn't like the fact that minimum wage was raised, and now they're trying to basically go, hey man, we don't need to raise this shit no more. Let's put it back to where it was. Back to make America great again, according to these cunts.
Yeah, I think what's really, really hypocritical, shameful about this, and honestly bold, is when you look at how we now see that Clarence Thomas and Samuel Alito have, accepted gifts, and Clarence Thomas has been, subsidized, had family members' education, his mother's house.
Also house. His mother's house was paid for, right?
Yeah.
They paid for those jowls he got. They were reduced.
Soft shoe lessons.
Yes.
Spooning.
Right. Spooning.
Yeah,
ham bone lessons.
ham bone. Have you heard? So, you got justices like that getting kickbacks, and essentially relief and subsidies. But also when we look at like the what was it, the loan, like the small business protection programs during pandemic, like a lot of Republican conservative fucknut dipshits got millions and millions of dollars to underwrite their businesses during an economic crisis, um, and either don't know, don't show, or don't care to understand that this economic crisis.
You used the fucking what
Right.
you call it reference.
Poison
What-
it. Yo, a piece of my roof just fell off, nigga.
Was
shit
that
just
noise for real?
Yeah, I think a tile fell off my roof, dog. That shit just went
That
right
sounded
there.
crazy. All right.
All right, so
What? What if we see his screen go black, and then next thing you see just a hat and his hand like, hey, nigga, I don't think I'm gonna be able to finish the show.
just come
My
up out of
roof-
ceiling tiles like
Yeah. So as I was saying, but
yeah, but so you got all these rich ass Republican conservative politicians who had their lives subsidized and have over years, and to know that they can't, because Congress wouldn't do no shit like this, but to know that you have these 6 conservatives on this court who also can't share the wealth, but seemingly don't have any problem taking advantage of it.
well, Clarence Thomas,
Hypocrisy, bro.
the amount of money that they estimated from the trips, he had multiple trips that were to extremely exotic places. Like I think he bought him one to the moon, where they were doing a nigger picnic on there, and he wanted to go.
Wow.
And he brought
I'm
his
looking
white
at-
wife, who, AKA, didn't need a suit, like for gravity. She just walked around, no suit on. But we know that Clarence Thomas received all that money, and that's the last thing on his mind was thinking, "Oh, the people that really need it need it." He just danced his coon ass away. He just
Maya Baker says this forgives those who have already paid for the past 20 years and still owe over 100K. So, it's not like Biden was just trying to throw money in the air and say free college, for all or anything like that. There were these stipulations, and it would have helped out millions of Americans, but it still wouldn't have been everything that most people needed, but it was a step in the right direction.
But they're not going to give. Right now, they're attacking Biden, saying Biden lied about the fact that he would be able to cover it. But I think that they don't realize Biden can't do everything to stop a Supreme Court that is corrupt, right-leaning, and actually, I think, give a fuck about the regular people. They just don't. They just never. Everything they do is to go against what the people want. What is it? Abortion rights above 75% of the general public's like, no, we need the right to our body and right to, and nope, fuck you. When it comes to this, nope, fuck you. I mean, they should be called the Supreme Court of no fuck you, poor people.
So, I mean, I think what we're going to see over time, if these decisions, stand up and laws aren't written around them, that you're going to see less people of color going to college and less people in general being able to afford it.
Right.
Which I think is part of their goal, the rights goal to, create an educational, to further elitism, right? And to, consolidate power to a smaller and smaller percentage of the population that should be whiter and whiter according to them.
George Carlin, that's the first time I saw somebody go in on it, where he said, the elites don't want you to be smart. They want you to say stupid, because a dumb America is an easily manipulated and controlled America. So I think they're doing that with kids. I think at least with Black kids, I know self-esteem comes from knowing the heroes in our culture, and to ignore and to eliminate the books that were about those Black heroes or Black people that took a stand it's part of eroding away from the esteem of children. Because even though people didn't like Obama, Pedro, you got to admit there was something about young black kids seeing him as president. You know,
I mean, I always thought that was his most significant role. Really, was the representation, if nothing else, you know, to give young black children, you know, an icon to look at, you know, and a new a pinnacle that they know could be reached. So, yeah, and he also did a hell of a job, man.
yeah.
Nicole H can't afford college. She's currently in college. Oh, poor baby. Don't eat the books, all right, mama.
Well, Nicole H, I tell you what, if you want to earn some money on the side to help you out,
No,
you
but
got, and then I'm gonna rub my chest, and right after that, I'm gonna ask Pedro. So how's your mom?
look at daddy tuition over here, Nicole. Come get you some.
So man, is your mom's good? Your mom's
Hey,
good.
man, come on.
I love anybody. You can say that about anybody's relative, long as you don't do this. I'll go.
Yeah, chew
Yeah, you
food.
can't.
Nothing with the mouth, you know, just normal talk.
Normal talk. You're gonna be, how's your mother doing? Like that.
Yeah, mother, and it's the moms too. You know what I mean?
I think moms makes
Too
it worse.
familiar.
You a little too close.
You mean Mrs. Hernandez?
I think that's what the fuck you meant. But I think that Clarence Thomas, who is, I think, one of the worst. I mean, Alito too, but they already clocked how much money Clarence Thomas received on the side. Like,
Well, I think where Alito in terms of, you know, this, let's just call them bribes, okay? just to keep it simple. But in terms of this bribe situation, Alito actually did see cases that involved, you know, his donor friend, rich dude, private jet. Oh, I got a seat if you want to come to Italy, friend. That Alito did actually see cases where Thomas didn't. You know, you know, as far as we know, or whatever.
because we can't have a nigger do it. Come on, come on.
Well, you know, but you know, they both. You know, I think
They're
it's
both corrupt. They're both corrupt
Yeah,
as fuck. And
it's shady.
the only other person that's more corrupt, I would say, is probably Treehead. Treehead, I'm going to say, it's pretty corrupt. Oh no, okay, I'm sorry. Tree. Negroes go to college, lowered the value of a degree. What? And
She said Negroes going to college lowered the value of a degree, and this week proves it. That's actually an interesting observation there, Treehead. Feel like I haven't seen you in a while yet, lady. Welcome. But
welcome it Friday.
Yeah, but so if I read this right, according to what Treehead is saying, is that, you know, it's like it'd be like when Negroes move into neighborhoods, right?
Right.
And then the property value goes down.
Right.
So in this sense, you know, it's like, what, anybody can get a college degree
If
now.
Black Pedro can get
them.
if Black Pedro can get a degree,
reading at the same time.
anybody can get a degree.
Yeah.
I
So
think people don't realize I have a degree. I think people, when they talk to me and they look at my eyes, I think they don't realize I have a degree. I have 2 degrees. I have degrees, but they think I'm stupid, and that's why I fight them so hard. But I really do think that the fact you said bribe, which is funny the way you said, let's just call it a bribe. But they have, if you look at the amount of money both of them have received, and also ignoring certain things, his wife being involved with some stuff pertaining to, you know,
I mean, Jenny Thomas, Clarence
Jenny Thomas, aka number 42, Michigan, because she's definitely a strong back. I call it. I don't even know if that's one of the positions, but that's what I'm gonna call her, a strong back. Her and Marjorie Taylor Greene, strong backs. But I think you're right. It's a lot of the stuff going on with the Supreme Court where they're taking the money and they don't want to give the money to anybody that's in the middle class or the lower class, to keep them lower class and lower middle class. Because it's always the same culprits. Look, if you look at this image, you people on the feed, it's always the same motherfuckers. It's always this. And man, fucking Clarence Thomas made me want to just
Treehead, it's got Treehead. She says, sorry, she's been missing MIA, but this whole situation, she's moving to Belize in 2 weeks. What the hell, girl? What?
Belize.
Take us with you. Take us with you.
How you gonna leave me, baby?
Come
How you
on,
gonna
girl.
leave me? Take me with you.
Watch
Okay.
out now.
All right, Maxine Sears. Okay, Pedro, your face is looking really full. What you been eating? Okay, you already coming in hot.
Why you body shaming?
Yeah.
What you
All
trying
right.
to do?
If his face look full, then mine is a full court press. What the fuck is you talking about? But the bottom line, and by the way, Maxine Sears, hello. No,
Yeah.
I do think that the fact that they see it as unconstitutional, and people assume that they were going to get some help. I think that's the part that really fucks me up, is because there were people thinking it was going to go that direction, so they thought they might get a little assistance, and nope, in your face. It's like Mutombo, and he goes, "Not in the house of Mutombo." I don't know if y'all know who Mutombo, and he would fucking bat people. But yeah, he would smack the ball back down the court to another court in another city. That's how hard he would. But the people that are hurting from all of this money that they spent on college, and they have to pay it back their entire adult life. That's the part that they don't give a fuck about. They don't give a fuck about that. That's what I think. I think that, and we need to get them out of there, or, well, definitely 2 of them need to be impeached. I think Leto and for sure Clarence Thomas. Clarence Thomas should just get impeached just because he's a coon. But I'm talking about, not just because he's a coon, because he's done some shady shit, and Leto's definitely done shady shit. They should be impeached. And once those 2, but it's just, the Republicans will never do that. The Republicans are so entrenched into right-wing fucking thought process and evil and racism and everything you could think of.
Yeah.
Not that the Democrats, with they pussy ass, aren't part of the problem, because you got blue dog Democrats, you got Manchin, you used to have Sinema, but now I think she's gonna get her ass kicked, and she's gonna get her ass kicked when she run again.
She's not a Democrat.
Yeah, she's going to an independent, or is it independent?
She's already an independent. She's already
right. Yeah, she's going as an independent, and the dude that she's going against he's like, hey, I tell you what, you got no chance down here. He doesn't talk like that, but I want him to, just to be in the debate. Hey, skirt, let me tell you, you're not got a fucking chance.
Pretty sure that would lose him the election.
Yeah, that's true.
So speaking of losing, at the end of the day, these decisions
from the Supreme Court,
families, right? So people, and for the past like 2.5 years, there's been a pause on student loan payments, through pandemic, and then like you said, Shang, people were looking forward to having some relief on their debt moving forward. But in the next 2 months, that will end, and they'll have to start paying things back at the kind of full rate or whatever, and that's going to be hundreds of dollars to thousands, maybe for
thousands. A friend of mine said
household.
a friend of mine said it's more than his car note, and I think his car note was 5 something, and so, and especially. You know who it affects too? Like doctors, unless they get a job quickly, most doctors do. But in the medical field, if you go to school for the medical field, it's a lot of money to pay back, and it takes a long time to pay it back. And now, if they're barely getting by with that, it's like they're gonna get their ass handed to them. And I think nope. Did anybody bring that up to the Supreme Court? Did they care? Did anybody? I'm trying to think. Biden tried to finagle something, but did anybody do anything, Pedro, to try to stop these evil fucking what's the people who fight the Justice League?
The Legion of Doom.
Yeah, them, because that's what they're acting like.
Breezy JJ says, considering they don't want people of color on assistance, you'd think they would support the idea of higher education to let people help themselves. I mean, honestly, I think they just want us in the factories, the fields, in prison, just making things, making goods, working for them.
Well, you're sounding
not educated.
Pedro sounds kind of conspiratorial.
I mean, if you look at,
do you really believe that, Pedro?
I mean, slavery is still legal.
Okay, I agree with you.
So,
Uh,
and when you look at the prison system,
the
seems
industrial,
like it in
yeah,
the
the
way.
industrial,
Yes.
I call it the industrial prison complex, which is basically used as a funnel for black folks. They try to funnel us in there for the most mundane shit, and white people get away with doing horrendous shit. You know what I'm saying? It's the thing. A white person could drive down the street with a white bitch's head on a stick and waving it around, and the cop would just be like, "Hey, man."
Where'd you get that stick?
Man, that's a beautiful stick you got there. So you're just gonna ignore the white woman head that he decapitated and he got blood on his face. And then if somebody black, goddamn, you made a left and it wasn't sharp enough. And boom, we get arrested and go to jail. In fact, there's a lawsuit with I always watch this stuff. I gotta stop depressing myself. There was a young lady that was a 21, she was a computer technician with her 61-year-old father in the car and two kids. And these cops beat the brakes off her, knocked her unconscious. You know why they did it? Just because. And she was, and all she said was, "Tell me, read me my rights. Tell me." And that's when they got really aggressive and started. They punched her and knocked her unconscious. And so she's going to win a monster lawsuit with that. And the reason I bring that up is that is the way we're going to have to look at the world. They are going to go at us as hard as we can. So we might have to, every black person get insurance. I always say that life insurance, make sure you get that and get an open end policy.
Shit. They won't let us get an education, a good job. It's gonna be hard to get all of that the way this is going. Also, as we transition it and move on, though, I do want to note that they also did drop a decision in favor of a a graphic designer who didn't want to make like a web page for
Right.
a gay wedding. And they sided in favor of that. I note that, and this was a case out of Colorado.
Yeah, I knew about that. And
So this web designer or graphic designer was saying that she considers her work art, and therefore under the free speech First Amendment, it shouldn't be forced to create art for anybody she doesn't want to. She has gay clients and does projects for them, but did not feel comfortable because of her beliefs doing it for a gay wedding, because she believes that marriage is between a
a
man
man
and
and
a
a woman.
woman. And the Supreme Court argued in
Agreed.
favor, or decided in favor of that. The most interesting part of that to me, because at this point that's no surprise, and obviously it becomes a question of like, well, then what else could businesses discriminate based on, right? So you can ask that question, but it seems there are reports, but it seems that in reality, in real life, there was no actual gay couple that asked this woman to do work, and that the name of the man that they're referencing was actually is actually married to a woman. They have kids, and the gay couple is completely made up. And if this really pans out to be true, I'm like, how the fuck could the Supreme Court be spending time on decisions on a case that isn't real? Because I saw in the news the woman who won the case. So the bigot part is real, right?
Right, of course.
But the gay couple, I mean, I also saw on MSNBC that Nicole Wallace reporting that this gay couple might not even be real.
They
So
don't exist. Oh man, but it would be great to slap the fucking Supreme Court in the face with their nonsensical bullshit. You just ruled on some shit that don't exist. What's next? Unicorns are downtown spearing people. You fucking idiots. And
I'm like,
also,
how do they end up taking a case like that up?
and not doing the research. They're fucking idiots. That's why They're racist right-wing idiots, including Clarence Thomas, because black people, every brother ain't a brother. And also there was another case where the person didn't want to make a gay wedding cake. The baker didn't want to make a two men on the top of a wedding cake or something like that, and he was like, "That's going against my business's rights." And a part of me wants to tell a gay couple or the gay people, like, well, fuck them. Find the people who will do it. But at the same time, you got to show them as an example too. Like, fuck you. You supposed to be a business. It don't matter who I'm fucking. Do my goddamn job, bitch.
In this case,
and
I
then
need
snap
to see. I
twice.
need to see this couple that got discriminated against in Colorado, because if it's not even real, I'm up in arms about the whole procedural epic. The way it happened. Maya Baker says they hope to reduce the number of non-white supervisors, managers, directors, etc. In corporate America who currently require college degrees for those positions. I mean, it's gonna end. Yeah, and like we said, white women are the biggest benefactors of
Everything.
affirmative action. So we'll see how that reshapes the corporate landscape in other places, Maya. But I can't argue again.
Breezy JJ went down my path of thought process. With that logic, you can kill a guy,
A gay couple. She
a
means
gay couple, if you say it's against your beliefs. That would that cause.
Well, I wouldn't go that far, Breezy. I see where you're.
I see what you're doing.
I mean, but
I see what you're doing. I see it.
murder.
I see what you're doing. But I think
it is an ill logic that in an ill mind could lead in that direction.
But don't you think racism and white people that are racist, and even black people that are racist, but I don't think we're racist. I think we're prejudiced because we're not in a position of power to be racist. But because we can't, change their whole life because I don't like crackers. Other than if you run up on one and hit them, and then you go to jail and you're back in the system. But I think that I understand the logic of it, because there are some people feel like, well, if you don't, that's what religion is. Which, but me and Pedro, I'll speak for you. Both see that as bullshit. The religion has decided a lot of people should die because you don't believe in what I believe in. And I think that that's the bullshit of religion. There's Christians that hate Buddhists. There's Buddhists that hate Muslims. It's all fuckery. And so I could see somebody feeling like that would be their defense, Pedro, where they could say, well, I'm against gays, so I may not kill these gay couple because I'm against the gays. And it goes against my core belief. A man and a woman should be with a man and a woman, not a man and a man. So I decided to kill him.
Although I have seen some woman on woman stuff, and it's pretty
I
cool,
watched
man.
it.
I gotta say.
I watched it, but then I went, oh God, Lord Jesus, good Lord Jesus, wash my eyes out with your beautiful hands of Jesus' hands. I mean, but then I watched the rest of it, and it was great. Boy, they are great liquors.
I think I might have just gotten checked by Breezy JJ's here. She just said, just remember, stand your ground. Same principle, pretty much. So that goes back to the killing a gay couple because you're against their beliefs.
Hold up, how your chin feel, Pedro? How your chin?
Oh yeah, I'll be fine.
Because if you look at,
if you got next round, I'll come back.
It's just like clock. Now I see what you're saying, but if you look at stand your ground law, if you look at how they did that, not only in Florida, where the man felt that the kids were playing their music too loud at the gas station, and he felt, okay, well I can go over and shoot them. Because, and then he used the stand your ground law. What if that's two gay people making out in the car, and he sees it and goes, that's against my religion and that's against what I believe, and just go over and shoot them, and then go, hey, I was standing my ground. I've seen crazier shit happen where they get away with it.
Maya Baker says, so black-owned businesses can deny white people service, right? Well, I think
you can
decisions like this, are they could become a slippery slope. I think that's the ultimate concern. Specific to this decision, again, you have a woman who considers herself an artist, arguing that under free speech, you can't deny or you can't force her to create art for a situation she doesn't believe in. So I guess you'd have to give under that scenario, it doesn't allow for you to deny based on race. But that's the concern, is that you lead
That
to
it could go down that. It's a slippery slope that it can
if
go
you
down
don't
that
believe in
rabbit hole.
interracial marriage,
Right. And
if you
which,
don't,
by the way, that's could be on the chopping block too if you look at the Supreme Court. And that is some nerve of Clarence Thomas, because you've seen that snow miser that he's married to. That
that
motherfucker.
hoghead cheese
Yeah,
bulldozer,
yeah. You seen John Goodman. You seen
that nose tackle that she looks like.
yeah, I
First
just called her
team
a
All-American
strong back.
nose
I
tackle.
didn't even know if that was in one of the names in football, because I don't like watching football no more. I haven't watched it in years. I can't. I just felt like, you motherfuckers. But I didn't like college football anyway, because I felt like it's a new slave trade, the way they were treating these kids, until they made it, you could make some money off your jersey. I just felt like they was, it was a slave trade. But Pedro said he's going back to watching the NFL. So
No, I did not say that.
you said yes, you did.
That is not what happened. That's
You
why we
said
archive these shows. You can go on back.
Are you going to go back and you said it after you met the dude from?
No, I said it makes me think like, oh man, maybe I can find a reason to support again.
Yeah, I'm not going. Yeah, they lost me. They lost me back with the college football, and they lost me with the NFL. How they treated the situation with Kaepernick was there's no going back. Savage AF is what we do for the people that we got, the new people in the feed. Thank you, Maxine Sears. I haven't seen your name in here, so I wanted to say thank you for joining us. Make sure you tell your friends to subscribe to the channel if you could. I just throwing that out there, and if you decide to do it, but if you don't, Maxine, want to see you in these streets. We slap boxing.
There you go. Savage AF, man. Fuck your feelings. Facts matter. We're going to keep it pushing, y'all. We're going to move it forward. And as we do, you know me, man. It's my turn to burn.
Like that.
Hey, it's your boy Black Pedro, popping in, hey, with another poppin' to let you know what's poppin'.
They know to pop it. Let me just pop it.
It's your boy Black Pedro with another poppin' to let you know what's poppin'. All right, man. Gonna ask a question, man. Whose man's is this? And when I say whose man's, I'm gonna meet you on the other side of this video, right? Chum.
Good to be here. A couple months ago, I guess it was in February, I had decided that I was going to run for school board. I was born and raised in Wilson County, and God put it on my heart that we're in a state of our country right now where people have to stand up and they have to believe in the cause, and the cause is to defend the children of this country. Yes. I hate to bring it up, but history repeats itself, and I wanted to be a history major before I decided to go into pre-law. And Adolf Hitler once said that the ones who rule the world are the ones who take charge of your children. Yep. So it's important to stand up. It's important to implement a pro-American, pro-God curriculum in the high schools, in the middle schools, in the elementary schools. And I never did think I would receive as much flack as I have running as a pro-conservative, pro-Christian candidate in it. It's not me that they're after, it's the children that they're after, and it's God through me that's standing in the way of that. And I don't mind doing that. I don't mind taking the flack for that. And the question is, it's not why they're wanting it in there. The question is why are they fighting so hard for it? Yeah. And it's all a part of an agenda, but we know whose agenda is greater. Amen. And we're going to continue to fight for that. And I appreciate all the love and the support, and more importantly, I appreciate the prayers, because at the end of the day, that's what keeps me going. So,
all right.
Amen. I encourage our church members to pray for him.
Well, Ron, since you don't mind taking the flack.
Did I do that?
Since you don't mind taking the flack, Ron, then I'm going to go ahead and give you some. Your coon-bellied, anchor-leaded, head-faced, donkey biscuit, Beetlejuice drinking motherfucker, coon daddy number 1 in your region, at least.
Wow.
I don't know where Wilson County is. I don't care about their school board, except I believe the children are the future, and I'm now worried about them. But yeah, man, these dudes, these types of Negroes, you know what I'm saying, who are like fully invested in the agenda, you know, like they are you know, preaching the gospel of this
Wow.
conservative right wing. Just God is going, he's washing down upon us and just going to bring all the good things, and we just got to save the children and have to just, you know, this is bro, I cannot do, like, whose man's is this, man? Come
Did I
get this
do
dude.
that? That's how he sounded. Did I
Like,
do that?
come get this dude right now.
All right,
please.
well, Pedro,
Please.
first
Come on,
off,
man. Shang, I know this your boy.
first
A
off,
Ron Fulcher.
Aaron,
I know that's your boy, dog.
and me and
Right?
Aaron, you know, I schooled him, and I personally feel like I've never seen somebody where I've judged their whole existence on that little bit of time I
Just that
just saw.
little bit.
And it made me go, if there's more like him, we need to start really, 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 really changing the way we raise our kids.
So and I think it's very interesting because you know, I wanted to highlight him. You know, it's sort of coon of the week, because he this is a Negro quoting Adolf Hitler
Like Adolf Hitler said.
in an ironic way. I think
I didn't think it was irony.
well, no, I think he could defend himself and say, well, yeah, Hitler was bad and he tried to control the children. So we have to make sure, because to them, right, the spin, this is the spin. This is the irony,
Okay,
is that
let me see what you said.
they are the Nazis, right? The right wing,
Right.
that whole conservative, like they are the fascist Nazis, but they call the left the Nazis because we want people to learn everything,
Right. Equality.
so like equality is this agenda that's being pushed on them, right? This fascist agenda of equality is being pushed on the right, so they spin that we're the Nazis. So now that you have this nigga up here, this coon-bellied nigga up here,
Hey,
quoting Adolf Hitler.
Hey, will you stop calling him a nigger? What are you doing?
He's quoting Adolf Hitler
God damn it.
for the Nazis here in America. And I don't know if he understands that or not, but
I don't think he understands it.
I ain't never seen a nigga Nazi.
I think you know what, if you look under, you know, the word indoctrinated or racially indoctrinated, I see his picture. The bottom line is he's a young dude. He's been obviously raised this way and influenced this way. He's going to be one of those people that, like, as he gets older, that could be a problem. Because
what the hell?
Yes,
Nicole says, what the hell?
I mean, the fact he even used Hitler as a reference, there are going to be a faction of Jewish people that immediately shut their brain off as soon as he starts talking.
Oh, I mean, they should. I mean, nobody should be listening to him, but
all right, but we just watched the whole thing. I think that if it wasn't for God's prayers and Jesus H. Christ and the fact that my white girlfriend, her name is Cindy. Hey, Cindy, I love you. If it wasn't for that and her white father, who seems to love me, I think he loves me. I mean, he calls me nigger a lot. He does. He does call me nigger.
He doesn't see color.
But he doesn't see. I mean, he just says that's just right. All niggers. You're all niggers, and I get it. But I love his daughter, and his daughter loves me, so I think he'll give me a pass. But I really am surprised that people might possibly be offended by my Adolf Hitler reference at all. I think that, Pedro, you're being pretty fucking. I'm just gonna say it. I think you're being pretty judgmental.
But we see them trying to control the education of our children, right? So to say that, you know, I guess this is the part where I'm like, I don't know if this nigga knows he's endorsing Hitler or if he thinks he's using it against the argument. But
I think it was. He didn't realize what he was doing.
Yeah, I mean, he doesn't, but the right does. because they're quoting
quote
Hitler
Hitler a
more and
lot.
more,
They
but they're
quote
trying
Hitler
to
a lot.
say that liberals are the Hitlers when it's really them, because we see them trying to control the education. So when he says that those who control the children, right, control the world or whatever, like that's exactly what they're trying to do. It's and literally liberals are not. Nobody's trying to control the children. We just teach history the right way.
Teach history the right
Teach
way.
math the right way. Teach science the right way. The earth is round.
We just want to do, this is an old school reference, but fuck it, I don't care. We want to keep it dragnet. Just the facts, man. Just the facts. And that's, they're against facts because they know that they want to try to make America go back to 1942. They want to go back to when niggers would just shut their mouth and just like they said on Fox News, shut up and dribble. Just stay in your lane, don't get ahead, and that's it. So I get it. But that dude was a pretty like I definitely would not say I was that kind of person in high school where I would be trying to take people's lunch money or shit. But I would do that to him. I would come over and smack shit out of him, just for. And then he's like, "So you already don't like it? Have Hitler save you from this?" And just like smack him really hard.
I would feel sorry for those kids, but not him though. You know,
not
what I'm
him.
saying?
No,
With
right,
him,
not him. Not
nigga,
him.
He's annoying as fuck.
He was annoying, but he also was so misguided. Just like most Trump supporters, most of these white people that are racist, they're stupid. I don't know why we act like they're not stupid. They're absolutely dumb. They're misinformed. They roll with the misinformed. They're tribal as fuck, and they don't even try to understand. They have no intellectual curiosity at all. They just go by what Fox News says, or or some of the other right wing pundits, Newsmax, and on and on. So that's why they're fucking idiots.
Did you hear Trump call Fox News fake news the other day? So he's he's the fake news, which includes Fox. So they're out now.
But Fox, because Fox been going at him, and also it was a Fox News person that really outed him and slam dunked him on this interview, and they've been using clips all over the internet on how dumb he sounded. So that if you were want to kill all drug dealers, the woman you pardoned, you would have killed her too. Oh, what? Did you see that?
Oh no, that's one of the worst sentences I've ever heard, where he was like, "Oh no, but like, see, with her, that wasn't there. So we would have cut, and then it would have been after."
He just runs. He just gets up and runs out of the interview. Yeah.
It's like
that's the only thing he could have did.
You want to start that over again? Cut.
Yeah,
like that was a horrible sentence.
He took it to the face. Yeah, everything I do is perfect. Everything I do is right. But I just feel like I'm starting to get beat down, man. I know you're not, because you still have, somewhat optimistic view of the future. But I'm starting to get beat down across the board. You don't?
Really?
No, I have
a bunch of guns. I'm like, yeah, this.
Well, no, I mean.
It's like,
because I ask you about comedy all the time, and you're like, no, man, I feel
that's different than the race.
I feel that way. Across the board with everything.
Yeah, my comedy career, I feel much better about than I do.
Why don't you use your guns to further your comedy career?
What?
Use the guns to further your comedy career. You want better spots? Roll up there with Leviathan, and see how many spots you get immediately. That's what I want to do. That's why I've been trying to get a gun for a while. I don't want to go up at last. How about that? Click.
Nicole H says facts aren't always true. Our newest member of QAnon, give it up for her.
Yeah, that was weird. But that kid is a coon. We know that. And he's
that's my coon of the week there. That's your Black Pedro popping today. Ron Fulcher. Ron Fulcher. Coon of the week. Shang, get us up out of here, dog.
Yo, before I get up out of here, I want to let y'all know something that you need to know, that I know that you know, that I know you knew, that I need you to know. You see the shit scrolling there, but that ain't all you do. Once you scroll, you see the thing and then the thing when you do it. And after that, you go to the YouTube page and do this. Yeah, and make sure you give us some thumbs up on all of the. You can go back and look at previous shows on our YouTube page, and you should go. And if you like what you hear, give us some thumbs up. Oh, rate, subscribe. After you do that, follow myself and Black Pedro on Instagram at Black Pedro, at Black Pedro. And make sure you follow at Comedian Shang. If you do that, you will feel better. Your whole life will get better. And the people that love you will continue to love you. But if you don't follow us, the people that love you will hate you.
Yeah, there you go. Maxine Sears asked really quickly, are we on every day? Monday through Friday, typically 3 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, typically. But yeah, that's why you got to stay subscribed to the YouTube channel.
You subscribe to the YouTube channel, you can get the updates. And I want to let y'all know my Shangri for the day was something I was like, oh, goddamn, she was right. Hey, y'all, I want to let y'all know something. I'm not a big Hillary fan. I'm not a big Hillary Clinton fan. But I saw this clip. I want to show y'all the clip and see if you see that she wasn't 100% on point. And there's about 25,000 views and 18,000 fucking people hit me on Instagram that are saying, yeah, but what about Bill Clinton? What about this? What about that? But tell me this ain't concrete proof right here.
Are you saying you're not prepared now to commit to that principle?
What I'm saying is that I will tell you at the time. I'll keep you in suspense.
Well, okay? Chris, let me respond to that because that's horrifying. You know, every time Donald thinks things are not going in his direction, he claims whatever it is rigged against him. The FBI conducted a year-long investigation into my emails. They concluded there was no case. He said the FBI was rigged. He lost the Iowa caucus. He lost the Wisconsin primary. He said the Republican primary was rigged against him. Then Trump University gets sued for fraud and racketeering. He claims the court system and the federal judge is rigged against him. There was even a time when he didn't get an Emmy for his TV program 3 years in a row, and he started tweeting that the Emmys were rigged against him.
Should have gotten it.
This is a mindset. This is how Donald thinks. And it's funny, but it's also really troubling.
There's no lies detected. I think that everything she said, he continued that before he even lost to Biden. You know what he did? He was saying, if I lose, it's rigged. He constantly uses that because he plays the victim. He's a bitch ass victim man. Everything is going against him, even though he won the election, which I think was horrifying to know that we are in a fucking country that somebody like this could fucking win. And he's so incompetent, so just frighteningly, white privilege has made him skate through life. But do you think that even though people don't like Hillary Clinton, you got to admit, was she right on this one? I think that she was 1,000% right. This man has been spewing his shit about rigged for a long time, and everything she said about him was true. So I wanted to see if I was the only one that saw, even though, because instead of you bringing up what Hillary did, do you think that she was 100% on point there?
Oh, come on, man. Yeah, we know that for sure. And you know, that was obviously during the 2016 debate cycle. But I didn't think it was going to ramp up to January 6th, but everything up to this point, it absolutely did, though.
Right, the big lie. If you look at the big lie, it's rigged, and they're trying to take your country away from you. They're trying to take our freedoms. If you look at all this shit that happened, it started with the catalyst of him saying everything is rigged. They're trying to take it away from you. They're not giving you and it was primarily, and this sounds like I'm being racist, and I don't give a fuck. It was white folks. White folks play the victim when they don't get what they're supposed to do because the demographic is changing and they scared that we'll treat them like they treated us. I don't mean this to sound like racist towards us. It's Planet of the Apes. Because remember with Planet of the Apes, when the apes took over, white folks had a problem. when the apes started taking over and be like, nah, we remember the shit you did to us when we was in zoos and cages. And then, you know, Cornelius said, no! And that was it. It was on. So I feel like that's what they're afraid of. We're going to fuck them over horribly like they fucked us over. We're going to use their kids as gator bait because that's what they used to do with us. They used to use babies as gator bait.
You mean they're afraid we're going to do that? We're not.
Yeah, no, they're afraid we're going to do that to them. So that's just, I think that Hillary Clinton, not a fan, even though it wasn't about the chauvinism of it, it was about, I think she had too much baggage, but she still was light years better than fucking Trump by a universe. I think she was 100% on point. And the motherfuckers that don't like it, all y'all need to just check your reality because he used that shit all the way up to January 6th. It's rigged, it's rigged, it's rigged. They're against us, they're against us, against us. Make white people feel like they're a victim, make them angry so they can go up and storm a Capitol to try to overturn democracy. Boom, boom, bam, bam, boom. We hear Jack Smith. Hopefully he come through. And if he don't, I don't have to owe none of y'all nothing.
Yes, sir. There you go. Nothing from nothing, leave nothing. There you go, y'all. Savage AF, man. That's your Shangri for today. That's your show for today, y'all.
Yeah, this is your weekend. So make sure you have a great weekend this weekend.
Not just any weekend. It's 4th of July weekend.
4th of July weekend, which July 4th is a Tuesday. But have fun this weekend and make sure if you're going to be out this weekend, make sure you go check out Black Pedro at the Comedy Chateau. He's hosting on the 10 o'clock show tonight. Make sure you check him out because I'm going to say this, and I ain't saying this because he's sitting in his house and I'm sitting in my house. The motherfucker's funny. Now, I have some other problems with him, with his old white woman harbinging. But I mean, you know, and one almost took him out and ended up, I come to the house, ring the doorbell. She answered the door. Pedro is duct taped to the back of the room. It was very scary times. But aside from that, make sure you check him out at the Comedy Chateau, which is in North Hollywood on Lancashire. So make sure you go check him out. It's 10 o'clock. The show's at 10 o'clock. And this weekend, if you get a chance, I'll be at the Bourbon Room, which is in Hollywood. Go to my website, iamshang.com. You can see the information. And then I'll be at the Laugh Factory Sunday at 7 p.m. I won't be up until 8, but make sure you check it out. All right?
That's it. All right, man. We'll see y'all. Have a great weekend. Be safe. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We had our Juneteenth. It was fun, right? Great time, y'all. But that being said, it's back to America. So watch your back. It's gonna be a lot of flags out there and a lot of
patriotic. Hey man, what you doing? What you niggers doing outside the perimeter?
Don't get caught up in that. But other than that, man, stay black if you are black. Okay, do that. Also, do not be black.
Don't do that
if you're not black.
And don't blow your finger off with an M80 or put it up here.
In that case, keep your nubs.
I don't want you to have Chris Rock hands.
Oh, no. Keep your fingers out your nose, y'all. You know what it is.
You know what I mean. Have a good weekend. Bye.
All right, y'all.